Okay, year 8. Today we are going to look at using equations to calculate the size of angles. We had a brief look at this last lesson with a few questions that I hadn't given you any kind of context for. Today I'm going to show you how to actually do it. There's two things that we need to know about before we begin though, and they're complementary and supplementary angles. Complementary angles are angles that add up to 90 degrees. Supplementary angles, however, add up to 180. So if we look at this diagram here, that angle is complementary to that angle because they add up to 90. This angle here is supplementary to this little angle in here because they add up to 180. So what can you be asked to do? Well, it says find the value of y in each of the following diagrams. 7y for one angle and 40 for another. What's this? Well, I know that both of these together are 180 because they're supplementary, okay? So altogether they equal 180. Now what equals 180? Well, both of them. This one plus this one. So I could write 7y plus 40 equals 180. Now I'm hoping this looks familiar to something that you've seen before, okay? It's an equation. What's the aim of equations? To get things away from the pronumeral. How do I get things away from the pronumeral? By doing the opposite operation. What thing do I deal with first? Well, the thing on the left-hand side that's the furthest away. So, here is my pronumeral, 7y. The thing furthest away from it is 40. It's a plus 40. So to get rid of it, I need to minus 40. If I minus 40 from the left-hand side, I must minus 40 from the right-hand side. So if I hit minus 40 on that, that's my working of what I've just done. 7y equals 40. Now, there's multiplication going on between that 7 and that y. The opposite operation of multiplication is division. So to find out what y is by itself, I need to divide that side by 7. If I divide that side by 7, I have to divide the other side by 7 as well. So y equals 20 degrees. Okay, little quick way to check. Okay, I know both of them all together will be 180. So if y is 20 and I think I have 7 of them, that's 140 plus 40. Yep. My answer must be correct. Okay, find the value of y in the following diagram. Okay, this time it's a little bit harder. I've got 1, 2, and 3. Okay, but I know they must all add up to 180. Okay, oh, actually I might write it a little bit further on. I know that they all must add up to 180. I'll do the working here. Okay, and I know that it's this one, plus that one, plus that one. So 60 plus 2y plus 10 plus 40 equals 180. Now I can simplify that. I have some like terms in here. I've got a 60, a 10 and a 40. Okay, so I can simplify that. I can write 2y plus 60 plus 10 is 70 plus 40 is 110. Okay, 2y plus 110 is 180. So this one's taken an extra step. I've had to group some of these like terms before I can move on. Okay, 2y plus 110. Okay, the aim is to find out what y is by itself. I do that by taking things away. I do the opposite operation as I take them away. So 110 is a positive. To get rid of it, I need to minus it. If I minus it from that side, I have to minus it from the other side as well. Okay, so 2y, 180 minus 110 is 70 degrees. Now that's multiplication going on between that 2y. So to find out what y is by itself, I divide that side by 2. What I do to one side, I do the same to the other. Y equals 35 degrees. Okay, this is the next type of angle that we're going to look at. Angles with a common point in the middle will do a full rotation. So I call them a revolution, and they always add up to 360 degrees. When two straight lines intersect, they form 4 angles with a common vertex or a common point. This is the little common point in here, okay? And the cool thing about these angles is vertically opposite angles, like those ones there, or I'll show you in a different colour, these ones here, are equal to each other. So the green ones are equal, and the blue ones are equal to each other. So it says find the value of the pronumeral in each of the following. Now I see they have a common point, but I see it pretty much goes all the way around. So I know altogether they must equal 360. What equals 360? Well, that plus that plus that. So 180 plus 58 plus 2y equals 360. Okay, so 180 plus 158, 80, 20 more to get to 200, which leaves me with 38. So 238 plus 2y equals 360. Okay, now I have to take things away from the 2y. I particularly didn't reorder these ones here today, particularly did them in a specific order. Now if I need to get rid of the 235, okay, it's a positive number, so I minus it. If I do something to one side, I do the same to the other side. So 360 minus 238. 360 minus 238 equals 122. So 2y equals 122. That's 2y. How do I find out what 1y equals? Well, I divide that side by 2. If I do something to the one side, I do the same to the other. So 122, half of 120 is 60, half of 2 is 1, so y equals 61 degrees. Hear that little thing I did in my head, that little calculation? They're the kind of mental strategies I want you guys to use. Okay, what's this now? Find the value of the pronumeral. This looks weird. Well, I know they all go around in a circle. And if they've been indicated as having the same pronumeral, surely that must mean they're all equal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8k. 8k's. Okay, and if they go around in a whole circle, I know they're 360 degrees. Okay, 360. So to find out what 1k equals, I divide that by 8, and I divide that by 8. So k equals 45 degrees. And that's it, guys. That's using equations to solve angles in geometric shapes.